Hello and welcome back to the finishing line. And we I don't know what the hell is going on with Sean there, but myself, Andrew, Sean, are you there?
Oh, I'm here.
Sean is there. Oh, kind of when he
in your profile.
Talk again there, Sean.
When I talk, there's a little thing that comes out around my picture.
Yeah.
I can't get the camera working. I don't know what's going on, but look, it's part of the play.
It's just bollock naked. That's all wrong with him.
We do not have Tom.
No, he's having a good day.
Tom's on flight back after being at sales yesterday, and having a good time. I believe Big Gordo is on his flight. Shout out to Big Gordo. We like Big Gordo in the finishing line.
Well, we do anyway.
Yep. Andrew, how are you?
Oh.
I'm great, David. How are you?
I'm okay, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for asking. You usually don't.
I always bloody ask.
Sean, how are you?
Yeah, Dave, all good. Good to see some racing back at Cheltenham. Wasn't the highest of quality, but I feel like this weekend is sort of when you start kicking off, possibly seeing horses that you'll see come March time. So you're all into down roll and Weatherby this weekend.
Yeah, see, you should have started off your what's it called, the tip star video like that. Just let it flow.
Oh,
You'll win it.
With no video.
No.
So you don't have to see it.
Oh, the fluidity. The fluidity of what he said there now was much better.
Fluidity.
That'll be some crack. Tom pushed me to go and do this. If I end up on that, it's going to be some crack, I tell you that.
There's a wager on the line.
Fluidity.
Fluidity.
Fluids.
It's like Manelalindo.
Manelalindo. Don't like the horse.
What?
Yeah, I never liked them.
You're a dick. Anyway.
Remember the time that you did the two 2-year-olds?
Oh, that's going to end up in our chat now from Kubo in the next 10 minutes.
What did I do?
Manelalindo.
There was another one as well.
Everything.
God bless the big man.
God bless the big man. R.I.P.
We are here to go through some races at the Royal, our weekend preview, and Weatherby. As Sean said, it's great to see the jumps horses all come back out. It's great to see Cheltenham last week. We discussed some of the racing at Cheltenham. Go through news. We don't have Pimlico Corner because Tom's not here. But we will discuss some of the racing from last week, some of the rides, some of the winners.
Some of the not so good rides.
Some of the not so good rides. And then we will kick on into our preview.
But you can't.
The racing is good. Oh, Sean is. I know he's there. The racing's good, although maybe field sizes are still a bit small and not getting enough rain, I don't think, for the old,
Turles, I think, was
heavy ground.
Off.
Turles is called off tomorrow because there's not enough rain.
The ground is good.
And
it's good to firm in Ireland.
End of October.
Shock.
They
must have good drainage.
I was going to say something there, I won't.
No.
Please do the usual, like, subscribe. It helps the channel.
It's a family show.
It's a family show, correct. We will kick on straight in, and our first point of
action.
Conjecture, maybe.
What?
Conjecture.
Is that even a word?
I think it is, yeah. Point of... Derek Fox gave Ahoy Senor a stones of a ride.
Just get straight into it, like.
A stones of a fucking ride.
You can't say that unless you...
I say it.
Unless you've ridden a horse. Look, point it that way. And then we can hear you the whole time. Look, there. There we go. Just there.
Don't touch my mic again.
It's fucking my mic.
Don't fit on that thing because of them.
But you can't say anything about a jockey unless you've ridden in a race and you don't know what you're on about otherwise. You can't have an opinion. Racing Twitter doesn't like it.
The issue I had with the ride was he's not going to win the Betfair.
No.
Personally, I don't think he'll win the Betfair. He could have won the other day. I don't think dropping the trip was any issue. He travels quite well. And it looked at the end of the race that he could have won, but he was never put into the race.
The issue with it was, right, people say go back and look at his first time out record, which is fair enough. But you look at horses, which I always think as they get older, they will have them more ready, which was the case this year because he went away for a racecourse gallop this season. But the issue with it was, right, people say go back and look at his first time out record, which is fair enough. But you look at horses, which I always think as they get older, they will have them more ready, which was the case this year because he went away for a racecourse gallop this season. And he was traveling like a dream, jumping extremely well. And there's not one part in that race where that horse was taken out of his comfort zone. Only part he was taken out of his comfort zone was in the last furlong, where he started sprinting. That's the wrong word, comfort zone in the last furlong. But anyway, you know what I mean. It was a whole race where everything went so smoothly, jumped really well. Derek Foss left Harry Skelton pass him on the outside on unexpected party. And he sat there on the Sally Snaff doing nothing about it. It's not like he was struggling and then the horse went past him and then he eventually picked up. He was ridden like a horse that never ran over that trip before and was ridden to get the trip.
Yeah, it's a weird one. And she's getting plenty of winners, so it wasn't like the stable is not
and like
fun.
it's clear as day that this horse's best form is at Aintree.
Yeah.
And I've no doubt this horse would have been more forward than he would usually be for other seasons. Based on, look, obviously his Betfair is going to be his target. Based on he has a very good record around here, and the fact that he went on a racecourse gallop shows that he's more forward this season. Should have been put into that race before 3 out. That horse should have not went past him, and he sat there.
I tipped him on the show last week at 12s. I was disappointed.
I put him up on my column for TalkSport as well, thinking that this is not a great race. Manila Drama, who won it, is a decent enough horse. He was second in it last year. He's going to be primed as well, obviously. And the form alone that Ahoy Senior has around there would put him bang there. Stage Star and Hitman, I rule out straight away because of the form of Paul Nicholas Stable. Stage Star has also never ran well around Aintree. 7-4 favourite, best of luck to you. You narrow down, he was a standout bet in it. But he was ridden to instructions. This is the thing as well I have a very big problem with. They take what the jockey and trainer says and go, oh yeah, that's okay, you communicate to each other to ride him cold, to get him around, or whatever the hell way they want the phrase.
Well, he wasn't ridden to win the race.
He wasn't ridden
to.
He was not ridden to his best ability to achieve his best finishing position.
Yeah.
Which it's somewhere in along that lines. That's the rules. The horse has to be ridden to finish in his best position, and he wasn't.
Sean, what you think?
My opinion is fair play to Ollie Bell having the nuts to go and question it. It's probably the first time that I've seen it done in a long time. And Tom Scudamore was there, obviously fighting the case for the Cinder Russell horse. But I thought from the flag fall, I said it to the lads straight away, he kicked off Manila Drama out in front and he was given a free lead on the lightest weight. And if he jumped, in my opinion, it was going to take a lot to beat him because he had a free lead, Stage Star, just start off him and he could do what he want. But the riding Ahoy Senor, like I read, the jockey said he got outpaced from the back of the fourth last coming around the bend. But like someone who's being outpaced, I don't think you sit on the steel jumping the third last like there's nothing going on and that you're going to pick them up comfortably. And then he's gone down and said that he's rattled the second last, probably because he's had to go and ask him, and he's asked him to sprint from the back of the second last to home. I understand it's first run of the season. I understand you probably knew your money was done when you seen the flag drop and you seen how far he was back. But I don't think it should be just accepted that the jockey comes in and says, look, I thought I was outpaced from the back of the third last, but yet you come home like a train like that. I think there should be probably something more to be looked into. And as Andrew said, don't just accept what they say, that the trainer's happy with the ride that the jockey was given, because I definitely don't think he was given the best opportunity to win the race.
Right, here's what he said. Jockey said that the instructions were to settle in and get him to a good rhythm, as in the past Gelding made jumping errors when taking on for the lead. He added that he had been outpaced leaving the back straight and as the race developed. That's bollocks because he's sitting there on the steel.
Yeah, he was on the bridle.
But felt the Gelding must travel as fast as he could at that point of the race. He further added that he made progress until the second last fence where he got in tight and did not jump fluently. It's not like he belted it. At this time around, trainer said she was satisfied with the ride and that it occurred with the instructions given. Their explanation was noted. Of course, the trainer's going to back the jockey. They're not going to hang him out to ride. That's not what I told him to do. I'm so angry with the ride and how the horse is finished. If they're happy with third, they're talking through the hole.
To me, it's a bad look, and I feel bad for the horse because he's around a good few years. He has his own kind of quirks and stuff, but I think everybody kind of has somewhat of a soft spot for him, and he definitely could have won the other day. I don't think he's good enough to win the bet.
The thing is, that's the point I was going to get. The thing is now, what race is he going to win this season?
Yeah.
There was a bang average old run right there for him
He
to win.
just run so well around Aintree as well. It was really a chance for him to get back in the scoreboard. Con Hill had a race course gallop, Sean. You must be happy. You love Con Hill.
It's
Pictures of him. He's alive and well. Nicky is happy. What you think?
Yeah, well, I don't think we learned anything just other than he is alive and well. It's good to see that he's out walking. I'd say next port to call is obviously hoping that he gets to Newcastle. I noticed he didn't walk with something this time rather than I Kempton when he walked with 3. I don't know if that was just in case anything went wrong or anything like that, but I seen one or two others walked alone. I seen 1 or 2 walked alone as well. But look, it's good to see him back. They sound happy. Hopefully he gets to Newcastle and then you make a judgment, because we learned feck all looking at our run up Newbury, I can tell you that.
I'll get him up here.
Be interesting to see if he comes back for the fighting 5th. I'm sure majority of people want him to come back and see what he's got in the tank.
Hope he does.
We put the comments on there, but I
There, look.
half blind there, I can't see them. Lucinda is one of the worst race planners out there, pissing away races for Ahoy and Apple. I don't know what she's doing with Apple away. That was a disgusting performance last
Is she
week.
just gone? She's just gone sour.
I don't know if she's going to sour. I would put her back over hurdles. I just don't think she jumps fast enough for fences, even though she looks like a chaser. I've always liked her, but she's better definitely over hurdles. Robert Curtis, schooled in public. Yep, can't disagree. Can't see anyone. Can nobody see me and Andrew? Hit us with the comments there. Maybe something wrong though.
That's what they're watching.
It was just up there. Can't see anyone.
Sometimes it stops at the start of it.
Majority news coming out from stable visits and so on and so forth is all over the place. But one piece of news, I think a horse that a lot of people like last year, Majborough, big
match.
Can't see Sean, that's grand. We can see us. Big Maj won the Triumph last year, and he's going to go chasing with the 4-year-old allowance. I think it's a good idea. Andrew, what do you think?
I think it's a very good idea. Look, it's either you're in the camp or you're not regarding 4-year-olds going chasing. He's every inch of a chaser. Look, we seen him at the DRF, and it was like that hardly a 4-year-old. Lightly raced 4-year-old. What I think is good about it is he's not going into open hurdling company now, which means he doesn't have to take on seasoned hurdlers, be it grade 3s, 2s, or grade 1s. Going novice chasing opens up the option of picking and choosing easier races. And he gets the luxury of having a 4-year-old allowance up to Christmas, up to the new year. He's already a grade 1 winner. By what Willie Mullins is saying, he's jumping fences impeccably. And I don't see why you would waste a year hurdling when you have a horse who is a built chaser right there and then, and has shown the right signs that's chasing. To me, it's a waste of a year if you send him hurdling. I know there's a whole argument of 4-year-olds next season now have a horrible time at it. But if you look at Lossiemouth, if you plan it right and you pick the right races, they can flourish throughout the season. And I think this is what Willie will do with Majborough. I think you pick and choose the races from now to Christmas. He might run once, he might run twice. And then I reckon we see him as DRF and then Cheltenham, and that'll be it for the season.
Yeah. Sean, what you think?
Yeah, it's an interesting move. Look, I don't know what way they go. Do you think he's a 3-mile horse? Is that where he ends up?
I'd say he's middle distance upwards.
I would reckon he's a 3-miler, yeah.
This is where the 1 year they actually get rid of the turners. There's so many horses that could land in that now are forced to go 3 miles, where it's not going to suit them.
JP has a couple of horses that could go up in trips, so one of them is going to be handicapped to go into that handicap.
They have to run 5 times though.
Yeah,
that's the big issue. You can't just get 3 runs down there's your handicap mark. You're going to have to run at least twice a month from November, twice in December, and once in January.
Look, I think what they did at Cheltenham is good. It's going to make it more competitive. The Arkle should be a good race. So should the RSA.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't know what way he goes. Like, I think, is he a 2-mile? I don't see him as a lickety split 2-miler for an Arkle. And then I look at an Then I had a look at the RSA, and one winner since 2000 was a 5-year-old. So you wouldn't say it's a great record, but I don't know how many as good as him have gone and went chasing. So going up to 3 miles, of course, it's not all about Cheltenham Festival. He mightn't go 3 miles there, and he might go to.
Was Cordo Star a 4-year-old when he went chasing?
I think so.
Masterminded, or was he 5?
Mastermind was 4 or 5.
He was 4. He was 5 when he won the champion chase, was
Yeah,
he?
he's one of the youngest
check
winners. I think, and I would hate to burst people's bubble on this, but I think Richard Hogan is right, and I think he will likely skip Cheltenham and go to the race at Ferryhouse.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be shocked at that at all.
Is it
Powers Gold Cup.
Mm.
That would be, I think, what was be likely, because JP doesn't like having runners in the Arkle anyway. He would.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't remember the last. I definitely don't remember the last one to win the Arkle. But be interesting to see. Look, he's the first big one. Willie has some crew. I don't know how the feck he's going to separate all these from running. If we don't get rain anytime soon, there could be about 3 of them in the one beginner chase together. But I look forward to the next couple of weeks and getting them all out.
Yeah, Mastermind was just turned 5 when he won the champion chase.
Yeah. Another piece of news: a polarizing horse for Manny.
All the big words today.
I know. I'm down. I'm good. Like. I know what I'm doing. Marine National likely to have his first run this season over fences against Dino Blue.
Yes.
Will he beat Dino Blue?
Nope.
Sean, will he beat Dino Blue?
No.
That was
very.
It took a while.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, because I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, how forward will Willie have his crew? But then I'm thinking, if you have wind issues, you're probably going to stop it anyway. So.
Yep, I think he definitely has a wind issue in my opinion.
Aye, more than wind issues.
Okay.
He's a trainer issue.
We'll kick on to the race preview over the weekend. As said, a couple from Down Royal. Not the biggest fields, but look, we'll go through it and we'll try and steer you in the right direction if we can. Gamble responsibly, drink responsibly, hit the like button.
Can we throw that out the window on Friday 2 weeks?
Oh yeah, again, anybody that wants to come say hello at Cheltenham November meeting, we're over there. We're flying in Thursday night. We'll have a few beers Thursday night and we'll be at the track Friday and Saturday.
I might even bring some Finch Line badges with me.
We got some cool little pins here. You can't see that.
You see it on my Twitter. I have it up pinned. I have the pins pinned.
But it's cool. It's cool.
Turned out well.
Yeah, I wish I could wear my hat
Yeah,
and pins at the races, but it just takes the look.
It takes the look of your.
Takes the look off.
You don't look like Jason Statham so much after that.
We cannot be.
Jason Statham doesn't rock a beanie.
Can you do that?
No.
No, butter, son. Okay. The first race is.
There you go. It's in front of you, look.
Oh, nice name. The Bottle Green Hurdle. 2 miles, 190 yards, 4-year-old plus 6 declared. So we'll go through them all. Daddy Spine Legs.
R.I.P.
No.
No, go on. No,
No, I won't say anything about them. Brighter Days Ahead. Staying over hurdles. Smooth Tom.
Tom Rain.
Like Tom Rain.
Sir Thomas Rain.
King of Kingsfield.
Like Tom Rain after last night.
Briga and Miss 4E. Is this a penalty kick for Brighter Days Ahead, Andrew?
It technically should be, but I love her. There's no two ways about it. I think she's one of the best mares just behind Lassie Mout best mares in training. She gets a pound off Daddy Longlegs, but I would not trust that fucker as far as I could throw him. He was once the favourite for the Supreme Novice Hurdle.
Can't go on soft ground.
Can't go on soft ground, but he can't go on in his head either. He has thrown in. Where is it now? Sorry. Dodgy results. Like he has one good run, and then he got battered at the DRF behind Ballyburn. He then went on. I can't remember where he went on.
Won that maid in England, didn't he, before going to Punchestown?
Yeah. He won a Punchestown then, and then he got battered twice. After he won after he went on a little sabbatical to Ludlow of all places after winning. He's very untrustworthy. No matter what the ground is, he's very untrustworthy. He went that 5-1 favourite for the Galway hurdle after being battered 45 lengths by Winter Fog the time before. That baffles my mind.
Your watch is nice.
Thanks. Like it.
Yeah, it's a nice watch.
This is what we do. Train thought's gone. Thanks, Dave.
The word
Appreciate
you're looking
that.
for starts with P. Starts with C, ends in P, and there's an R and an A in the middle of it.
Crap.
Yeah, that's the word
he's
you're looking
crap.
for.
Bright is ahead. If she's forward enough, she'd probably get away with the trip. She ran at this card last season, but she came in on the back of a run. So I don't know if 2 miles are going to suit her. It's going to be a slowly run race, I would see, unless King and Kingfield's going to be used as a pacemaker, and off they go. There's been some good winners of this race. We go back and look as well. So Irish Point, Stanley here, Aspire Tower. I was going to say Course of Blind, but he can fake off. Melon, Identity Thief,
Bedrock.
Jockey, Follow Levedette, and all them.
Melon was a good fucking yard.
He was one of the most underrated horses in train because he finished second so many times at the Shetland Festival. God bless him. But yeah, look, when all things are said and done, if King of Kingsfield is there to make the run, and I think there should be enough pace on. I wouldn't trust Daddy Longlegs as far as I throw him. I don't know what prices they are, but Brighter is ahead. Whatever she does here, she will jump forward massively in improvement for the rest of the season. She might clatter 2 or 3 on the way around. If you go back and watch her race last year at Down Royal, she won taking 10 hurdles with her. She probably jumped 9.
That was a long roundabout way of saying Brighter Days ahead will win. I think she'll win.
I tried to get more
No, I think she'll win easy.
Okay, I'll
Sean?
just say she wins that one.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting race. Look, thankfully it's not a walkover. You've Daddy Longlegs in there and King of Kingsfield. One thing to touch on, the ground is good to yield in. We have no rain due, and we're currently getting 16, 17 degrees in Ireland, which I don't know what the fuck is going on. But
It's not 16
no rain
degrees
due.
down here.
I'm fucking freezing.
I'm cold, but my head is cold.
We're getting no rain in the month of October going into November, and the ground is quickening up. So it's just definitely one thing to keep on your mind. I know King of Kingsfield and Daddy Longlegs will definitely appreciate the quicker ground. As Andrew said, she gets a pound from Daddy Longlegs. He is rated 5 pounds higher, but I think she will get the better of him. As Andrew said, I can't trust him as far as you can throw him. And King of Kingsfield, he's not a reliable horse, although he performs best on better ground. My worry just is 2 miles. I always said it last season. Andrew just
Not
said
the
it there.
problem.
I don't think she's seen the best effect in jumping, going a 2-mile gallop. But as Andrew also touched on, there's no front runner, and I possibly think they might make the running with her and dictate so that this doesn't just turn into a sprint off the top of the hill. It'd be interesting. I couldn't trust Daddy Longlegs. Brighter Days Ahead would be my pick. Obviously, we've no prices, but Sam Ewing comes in for the ride for the first time, and Jack Hendy's obviously suspended. He's a lot of big rides this weekend, so it'll be interesting to see. He's getting the leg across some of these big animals, and it's just another factor to think about.
Not a problem.
Not the butter.
Not the butter,
Not the
son.
butter.
Who's going in the comments? Who's going for the Gordo 5, 6, 7 timer this year? This
Yeah,
timer
but
last
this is
weekend?
the weekend. The wheels
I
start to get in
got
motion.
one wrong last year. I had 6 of them and I got one of the losers. I think it was the thing that fucking ran in the Martin pipe then afterwards.
Better Days Ahead.
Days Ahead, it fell down.
Yeah, I knew.
He
It
fell.
fell, yeah. That's the one that got me last year.
That
The rest
wasn't
of
butter.
That was bothersome, no. Okay, on Saturday we have the Ladbrokes Champion Chase, Grade 1, 3 miles. Big Gerri is 4-7. Envoy, who runs the course very well, 10-3. Hewick 5-1.
Yak.
Conflated 8-1. Delta Work 16s. Found 50 20s. Visionarian 20s. Sean, you can go first.
Yeah, look, you've Gerri coming back and trying to regain his crown. You've Envoy Allen also, who he just touched off late last year, and you've Hewick after being supplemented. Look, I am going to go with Hewick at 5-1. I think it's a bit big. I see that. Look, Gerri came here last year off the back of no run. He's going to do the same here, but the big difference is going to be he ran on soft ground last year, and as I touched on, it's going to be good to yielding this year. And I think if it was good ground last year, he definitely wouldn't have got back up to beat Envoy Allen. I think they got away from him, and he just didn't have that turn of gear, and it'd be a worry at them short odds for me now. Going out first time out on good yielding ground. He also hit 1 or 2 that down road last year. I don't know if it's jumping. Don't know. Just around that place, it was the only time where it looked a little bit dodgy. I don't know if it was just down road, but back on quicker ground, I just worry about him. And Envoy Allen, look, I would have went with him only for he's going 10 and he had a prep run coming in here last year. He does go well at the track, but I'm just worried at the ripe old age of 10, is he going to be hard and fit? Is he going to take a run before he's able to compete at the top grade 1 level? And
Are we going to show him?
I have no idea. I'll tell you now.
I should be still here. Can you hear me?
No, we're not.
Sean?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back now, yeah.
Yeah. I was just saying that Envoy Allen at the age of 10, I think he might take a run, and I don't know, 3 miles, he might get away around good yielding, but I'm thinking first time out might need to run, and that leads me down to Hewitt at 5-1. His best form comes on good ground with good in the description. 8 of his 9 wins have had good in the description, and the other one was on yielding. He comes in here off the back of a Punchestown prep. You can't look at that solely, because I would say if that race is to be run again and they were all fit, you could get different results. But he comes in here off the back of a prep. My worry might be the down royal sharpness, but I don't see a clear and obvious front run, and I think this field could cut up a little bit. So I don't think he'll have an issue with that. He'll stay all day and he'll love good ground. I just think at 5-1 he's a bit of a decent price.
Yeah, I think Gerri's probably the most likely winner, but the one I'd pick right now each way is Found the 50. If I knew he was definitely running and the price he is now, I think he's way too big.
Think you're running this? What's the second season race do you have on this?
Yeah, that's the thing. He could run the second season race, but I presume he will run over the weekend, I think.
Yeah.
But I think he'd have a chance in this. His form last year, although novice form, it's all littered in grade 1s. He won the grade 1 at Christmas, second the Irish Arkle, second in the Arkle at Cheltenham, won the grade 1 at Aintree. He's a good way of going, jumps well, seems to be getting better, and it's just his age. He's in there as a 7-year-old. You touched on Envoy's age, Sean, 10. Hewitt's 9 going on 10, Conflate's 10 going on 11, Delta Works 11 going on 12. A lot of these old timers, he surely have the legs on them. Gerri most likely winner, but if he turned up in this, I'd be back to Found the 50 each way.
Yeah, I was kind of leaning on that way as well. If you go look at the second season novice, they have 2 other horses entered in that colours, and he's entered in here, which might show that he could be showing a bit of home and they're willing to take the chance. Meekum Flade is another you can't trust. He's either going to fall at the last or fall mid-race. He rarely puts it all into anymore. Delta Workers is going to be a long road to the Grand National. Envoy will definitely run his race. He'll be bang there. I don't like Hewitt as a horse. I can't take him, never will take him. I think that was a very poor King George that he won. Brave Man's Game wasn't anywhere near what he was last season, and Allaho was coming back from injuries, and then we haven't seen him since. He's been retired since, so God only knows what level he was running at that day. Then you have Visionary, who I reckon will end up going to the Paddy Power. Gerri will win. I'm not as worried about the ground as Sean is. If you go back his Mildmay win, or his win at the Mildmay course at Aintree 2 years ago, he was win by 7 lengths. He beat Ahoy Senor by half a length last year. That was on soft, but good to soft, 2023. Good to soft at Sandown. He won by 1 length and 3/4. I think if he gets going early enough, I think he'll beat these handy enough. But yeah, same as Dave. Found the 50 came in and he was around that price, 20s, 16 to 1. I'd take a little swing at that on the nose, just have a bit of crack.
Yeah, but if all 7 ran, or even Visionarian didn't run and the other 6 ran, I'd be disappointed if Found the 50 couldn't be in the first 2 places.
Because as you said, look, their legs are not getting any faster.
He's age on his side and he should be getting better. We're on to Wetherby, 222, the Bet365 hurdle, grade 2, the West Yorkshire hurdle over 3 miles. Strong leader who won at Aintree last year, 7-4. Dashing Rasher, 4-1. He's some soldier, that fella.
He's a bio, isn't he?
Sander Moose, 11-2. Twig, 8-1. Guini Mayboy, 9-1. Katira, 9s. And 10-1 bar. Andrew, any fancy here?
Strong leader, strong fancy. I put him up as a horse to follow this season in this division, and if he doesn't win this, he has no hope in hell going forward this season. Ollie Murphy's horses have started off really well this season. He's only run twice over 3 miles. First time he was third at Cheltenham in the January meeting. Then he won the 3 mile Grade 1 at Aintree. He's always threatened to be a decent horse, and I think the step up and trip has finally started eking out that bit of ability. Like, he was second to In the Pocket in a Grade 1 novice hurdle over 2 miles back in 23. The start of the season last year was a write-off. He was beaten in the Welsh Champion hurdle, and he was beaten second at Ascot, but that was a promising run. But then you go back to Cheltenham over 2 mile, 4 behind Bob Ollinger. He's every hurdle in the place. But then he finally started to show us in the January trials day behind Noble Yates, and then he beat Buddy One, pulling away 4.5 lengths at Aintree. It's a piss poor race. It's a bad division in the UK. Drasher, who are on about age in the last race, he's 11. He should be beating him. Sandor Kilclean, he's at the falling off the face of the earth. You have Twig, who's definitely going to be prepping for some chase down the line. You have Jeannie, my boy, fuck me, and Katira. He should be beating all these. He's 7-4 now. I reckon he's going to go off a lot shorter than this. He can't win this. He has no hope in the Grade 1s going forward this season.
Drasher is a fine soldier, and he'll run his race. And the fact that he goes from the front worries me. But if Sander Moose goes from the front, I'd back him in running. And that's the way I think I'd watch the race. Strong Leader should be winning, but given Sander Moose £6, and if they let him pop out in front, if they didn't learn last year that this horse cannot be held up, they will never fucking learn. Because his only Paul Nolan trains him, and I just...
the problem.
I know a fella has a horse down there, Paul Nolan's, and I texted him last year. I said, will you just tell Paul when you're down there the next time to just let Sander fucking Kilgane lead, because he's not able to be ridden from the back. He's no pace. He's not able to pass horses.
Slow boat China.
Got to kick out in front like he did in his bumpers, and the few hurdle races he won. He'll stay all day. He's just no pace to pick up horses. If they bump him out in front and he's ahead of Drasher, I'd probably back him and run it. But if Strong Leader can't win this, I don't think he's, even though it's the first race of the season, I don't think he's a chance at no stairs or anything like that. Sean?
Yeah, you touched on. Look, this is a piss poor race for a Grade 2. This is diabolical. Strong Leader's not a horse I take to at all. So at 7-4, it wouldn't be a backer, but I can see your point. Look, he looks a clear standout. He's second favourite for the stairs hurdle. If he ought to be anywhere near that level, he has to be putting these away. But I don't know if he's going to run, and he has an awful lot to find on the ratings, but one that massively improved last season from handicaps was Greenie May Boy of Skelton's. I see he's not jocked up, and Harry Skelton is on Katira, so maybe it's not the plan to run. But if you were to force me a hand, I'd say if that horse was to go off a big price, it's probably worth something each way, but it's definitely not something I'd be jumping to get involved in.
Yep, fair enough. The comments there. What's the name? Dale, three favourites on the bounce at Wetherby.
Strong Leader, Lucia, Brave Man's Game.
Every year this happens though, and the results of this meeting are all over the place. Has been for a few.
It's usually
years.
the Charlie Hall that affects everything.
Yeah, we'll touch on that now. We're going straight to the Charlie Hall at 2:58 Wetherby, 3 miles, Grade 2. Brave Man's Game, 6-5 favourite. Grey Dawning, 9-4. He might run elsewhere. Gerri Colombe probably won't run. French Dynamite will run 7-1. Hewix in here again, 8-1. Conflated 10s, Iroko 11s. The Real Owaka, 12-1. And 16-1 Bar. It looks like Brave Man's Games to lose if Grey Dawning doesn't run. But what do you think, Andrew?
Yeah, it really does. By the talks of what Skelton was saying, they're looking at Carlisle as the more likelier option because their ground is a bit more of ease in it. And I was looking through the entries today. He's at the entering a good few up there, so I would presume that they're travelling mates for him going up there. Jerry's not going to run here. I don't want to be batting Brave Man's Game at 6-5. And not in the hope in hell do I want to be back in him at his 65. Because you go on last season,
The fact that he was beaten in it last season by Gentleman's Game, who ended up not being a very good horse, I wouldn't be back in Braveman's Game either.
I take a chance for the repeat of Rob Core, French Dynamite. He shut me up the last day. I didn't give him a hope in hell, but the amount of money that came him within 5 minutes of him going off
seems strange. He's in Braveman's Game weight, though, doesn't it?
Ridiculous. Yes, it does. 4 pounds, but he's race fitness on the side. He said having 2 runs already this season. He looked somewhere near back to his best, to the performance he put into the Paddy Power 2 years ago. Braveman's Game, as we're talking about ages 9, raising 10. He had to look half the horse he was last season. Currently 7-1. He's not going to be that anywhere near that on the day because Gerri and Grey Dawn are going to come out. Hewick is going to come out. Conflate is going to come out. And probably Iroko as well. So you're looking at him being, 3-1, 7-2 on the day. At that, I'd still back him at that. Yeah. I think he has a standout chance of winning this.
Robert there, I think Braveman's Game was broken by galloping in the Gold Cup. I would tend to agree, and I think it ruined his season last year.
Done the same to poor Bob.
I think he's going to be better this year. I think he'll be back to more like himself, but he needs to be winning this, and he's not trustworthy enough for the bet.
And Nichol's horses are still running like pigs.
They are. He's getting a few winners though, and if they're straight enough and good enough, they'll win. With the horse that are going to come out here, he should win, but I wouldn't be having my money on it. I'm more than likely
he's
just
going
watch.
To be even.
I like him. He jumps really well. He's a lovely horse, but
going to be a good show jumper when he's retired.
The problem with him is if he gets into a battle, he
downs tools.
He sharks it a bit. Sean?
Yeah, this is going to probably be one of my strongest bets of the weekend, I'd say. And I've had a good swing off French Dynamite here. He's 7-1 in place. You can back him each way. It's scumduggery because you can get 3 places and you absolutely will not get 3 places come Saturday. I can promise you that. And I expect that price to fold. I'd say once the runners come out, he'll probably be a 5-2 shot because where else has he got to take on? It's going to be him and Braveman's Game, probably the real whacker, but God love, I couldn't back him with no money. I don't see Iroko running, and then you might have something like Thunder Rock or Sam Brown or something making up the runners. But look, you look at this race, as you touched on, Dan Skelton has already touched on the ground being too quick for Grey Dawn, and they're going to swerve it to go to Carlisle. And then it's a race you just want to take on Braveman's Game. Like, as Andrews touched on, he's 11-10. He hasn't won a race since the 2022 King George, or 2023 King George. No wins last season. I just don't know. They seem to have a heap of excuses. They were saying ground, and then he was touched off by Gentleman's Game here last year when he made a nuts of a fence. And I can see Rob Core potentially doing this yet again. As I said, French Dynamite 7-1, I think is a great each way bet. Mayos went under a poor spell. I don't know what happened there. Gentleman's Game was his only winner for like 6-7 months. He went under a bad spell last season. But it looks to be turning. He's getting winners back. French Dynamite went to Punchestown where he was kicked off the front and he beat Manila Indo and Hewitt that day. There's just one thing I would say about him. I think he's a little bit tricky when it comes to his jumping. Anytime Mark Walsh went and asked him for a leap down the back, he did put down on him and he wanted to do his own way. So I'd love to see the jockey let him get into his own rhythm. But then when he did ask him at the last, he came up. So I don't know when push comes to shove, he can find. So I'd love to see the jockey just let him pop away, let us find his own rhythm and not ask him any big questions. I did think it was slightly mad to see him give him £4 to Braveman's Game. Obviously, it must be something to do with having a graded win this season and Braveman's Game not winning one. But he has fitness on his side. He's had 2 starts now. He comes in here rock hard fit. And as you've said, Nichols have just not been getting the head in front. A couple of them, plenty of them have been placing. But I think 7-1 on French Dynamite each way is an absolute smashing bet in this race.
It should be. Sorry, I just ate my tablets there. It should be really coming down to Braveman's Game versus French Dynamite, and
yeah,
I would be disappointed if Braveman's Game can't beat French Dynamite getting weight. I'd be disappointed.
Well, be prepared to be disappointed.
Yeah, sure. I've been disappointed nearly every week in my life.
Dale is against us all. I'm against all of you. Braveman Game romps it. Michael Walker. This will be Braveman's Game only chance for a win all season.
Yeah,
that's a fair shout.
Okay, last one. The race we've been speaking about for some of the horses, the intermediate chase At Carlisle, 148 on Sunday. It's usually a decent race every year, and good entries here. No prices, but we have Colonel Harry, Grey Dawning, Iroko, Marble Sands, the King of Ryhope, Top of the Bill, Traplane Law, and Traylon, who all, in fairness to them, have some sort of okay form, have been okay horses over hurdles, fences, and probably have better things ahead. Even if Grey Dawning runs, I'm going to back Iroko.
For fuck's sake, why?
His last 4 runs, he ran over hurdles in that grade 1 when you liked him after the Martin Pipe.
Yes.
He was third. And he had an interrupted season last year. He looked good in his first chase, although it was a Mickey Mouse race. He looked good. Then pitched straight back into Cheltenham into the Turners. Mm-hmm. And again then ran at Aintree in what I think will turn out to be a strong piece of form. I know the way you're thinking won it. Hartwood was third.
Good horse.
Who looks like he's going to be a better horse this year. Chianti Classico, who I think we all like, was fourth. Broadway Boy was fifth, who also had interrupted campaign. And I thought he ran very well last week at Cheltenham, giving a lot of weight, carrying a lot of weight. First run of the season. I think there's loads more to come from Morocco. And I will be backing him on Sunday if he runs. Andrew?
The reason I'm against him, I do like him. Apparently, his whole year is going to be geared around Grand National. How ready is this fella going to be?
Yeah, well, that's the other side of it.
That's why I wouldn't back him here. Grey Dawn has to give him £6. I don't think he'll have any problems giving him £6. Skeletons horses are, as always, running quite well. I see Grey Dawn and winning. I don't see Iroko being a Grand National horse. I just don't.
Yeah, I wouldn't think he's a Grand National horse, to be honest. Like, it is what it is.
Like, there's greater races there for the taking for him. Yep. And if he ends up taking one at the start of the season, what are they going to do with his mark? Like, where are they going to do him? They going to stick him back over hurdles for the rest of the season?
I hope they all run. Nice race on a Sunday in England.
To me, if that's a horse that's going Grand National, you just keep him over hurdles till the national weights are out, and then you stick him in a chase to get his eye in.
See, I'm sure the Grey Dawn is probably going to be around even money or 10 to 11. And if I'm getting 3 or 4 to 1 on Iroko, I'm backing Iroko. I think there's so much more to come from Iroko.
If he's definitely a very good horse. No questions about it. It's just the Grand National. If there's whole sites are set in the Grand National, they're not going to want to win and listed and graded races.
He's also rated 152. Grey Dawn's rated 157. Getting £6. They theoretically should be right there together.
He theoretically still hasn't turned around a 15-length ass whooping.
Yeah, well, first run after being injured, I think I'll give him a shot. You going for Grey Dawn?
Grey Dawn, I probably won't back him because he'd be sharp price, but I hope he wins.
And Sean?
Yeah, I agree with Andrew. Look, I probably won't back him, but it'll all depend on how straight he is, because Grey Dawn to me is a pipe opener, but the way I'd say he gets himself fit at home because he runs himself into the ground now.
He's go out in front, I imagine. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, he's a mad fucking nutter. The fences should suit him. His jumping is electric. He's brave, I can tell you that. And I'd say swinging down off that hill, Harry Skelton could be sending him for home. And boy, jeez, that's going to be some spectacle jumping that fence. But it'll depend on how straight he is. I think the big aim from him is the bet for a chase. So I say if he was to get tired inside the last furlong coming up the hill and get beaten, they won't be too disappointed. But I'll want to see him go all the way to the last and then see what he can do.
Yeah, it would absolutely not surprise me to see Grey Dawn and lose on Sunday. Maybe come second or third, take a blow, and then go around Haydock as if he's on springs and win the.
I thought you were going to say something else there.
Not cocaine.
Oh, God. Snort responsibly.
Nap's the next best.
Nap. I don't really know the price. I want to go French Dynamite Nap. No, sorry, Strong Leader Nap. French Dynamite next best.
Sean.
My Nap is going to be French Dynamite each way. He's 7 to 1. And then we've no prices, and I think they might be short. But on Saturday, the Down Royal, the first race at Down Royal, you have the 3-year-old hurdle. I think Zainab's chucked in for that. I was wickedly impressed with her that day. And then if he was to run in the bumper, it'd be Classical Creek, Jigginstown recruitment point to point. I imagine they paid a nice sum for this lad. He's supposedly going well, and I think the two of them will take good beating if he's declared tomorrow.
Very hard to know with the way the entries are and all that, but I will do some sort of multiple on Gordo's horses at Down Royal. It's to meet any targets. Zainab will be one of them. And then a horse that I think will definitely run on Sunday is Iroko, and I will 100% back Iroko against Great Oni. That's it for this week. Like I asked or said before, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel. Comment away there under the video as well. Give us your bets for the weekend. Bet responsibly, drink responsibly, have fun, and enjoy the weekend.